Hello, 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 BZP. This is Zatth with a review of LEGO set 21031 Burj Khalifa, the architecture set that represents the tallest skyscraper in the world. So, very exciting set, and apparently it is also the tallest LEGO architecture set out there. So, kind of makes sense that both go hand in hand. The set usually retails for about $40. It's got 333 pieces, and luckily for us, it's a 12 and up set, and at least I am over 12 years old, or at least I claim to be, so that means that we can proceed with the review. As with all other LEGO architecture sets, the box is very nice, very fancy. It's got little plants in the bottom, black in the background to make sure that it all looks very good. Information about the building on the back with a picture of what it looks like in real life, and then a comparison with the LEGO model with the LEGO model's dimensions. Here you can compare one of these slope pieces. And yeah, it's a very fancy box, very nice, definitely very collector worthy. So now let's look inside the box and see what we find. In terms of pieces, there's the usual stuff that you'd expect from a LEGO architecture set. You got your tiles, you got your plates, you got some bricks, you got some hinges, you got some Technic pieces, very usual stuff. The most that I'd say that's kind of impressive from that are the plethora of tan plates and the L-shaped plate as well. In terms of interesting or useful pieces, however, then you got some different selections. You got, for example, a lot of those very specific snot-based bricks that are obviously used to put the side tiles of the building. You got a lot of those cheese wedges, either single or double. You got a lot of snot-based pieces of all types. You got circular pieces that slope upwards, downwards, circular tiles. You got even the little studs with the holes in them. So it's nice to have, that big amount, for example, of the double cheese wedges, or, snot-based pieces or circular pieces like the ones that you're seeing there. When building, you realize that the beginning of the set is actually the most exciting part, because you build a base plate that comes together with Technic pieces, snot building. It's really, really fun and really displays what you can do with the set. For example, you get to take a look at the way that the circular pieces come together to form the kind of pedal parts at the bottom. You see how they fit together using snot and Technic pieces to make a base that is not actually entirely attached, but give the appearance that the leaf pieces are attached to the base plate. And then you even see the other circular bits that are also attached to further flesh out the image of the base. So it keeps very faithful to the original building. And it really is fun, very, very exciting to build and see how it all comes together at that part of building the set. Sadly, you realize that's the exception rather than the norm, as you're just building upwards in a tower. Obviously, it's got some snot pieces and some Technic elements, but nothing really mind-blowing. Even when you're building the parts on the outside of the building that vary slightly, it's nothing too major, nothing that keeps you on your toes or, blows your mind. You only really get to a fun building time again during the very end when you build the spire, and that's only because the plates come together with unique snot building techniques to have a new unique shape. So, this is the Burj Khalifa when it is finished. I'm going to give it a little twist around. You can also see that as I move it in close, it's so tall that it doesn't fit completely. I'm sure you realize by now that the triangles that make up the walls are irregular, so it does provide a little bit of variety once you turn it around. It's not the exact same thing. I'd especially highlight the top right here. You can see it's got some plates that are on some sides that aren't on the others, right? So, for example, this part's completely flat like that, whereas this one has the little L-shaped plate. So it does have some variety there. The base, when you look at it, you can see the little circular elements right there. Definitely it makes it look like the original. Gives it that air of what it's supposed to look like. I'm not going to lie, it looks really, really pretty. It's a wonderful set to display, to show people. And who would I recommend this set to? In case, you're wondering whether you want to get it. If you're a first-time snot builder, if you're somebody who's not as used to using Technic pieces with jumper plates, I definitely recommend getting this set. But if you are more advanced, if you already have a good grasp on that stuff, I'd really recommend leaving this one aside for others. Mostly because the most interesting parts, building wise, that really challenge you or open up new ideas for a more experienced builder are the base, where you kind of set together the geometric elements that make it go like this with a little visual trickery, and then the very end here where you put the different plates in different ways. But those are really more the exception rather than the norm. You know, even putting together the plates, I mentioned the little variety that there is, but it's not enough to warrant, an active building style. You're more just kind of sticking plates and tiles as the instruction booklet tells you, rather than being blown away constantly as you're building. So, if you're somebody who doesn't build very often with Snot, if you're somebody who sees this as a way to expand your understanding of building with Technic, jumper plates, a little bit of differing elements on different sides of a building, this is a good one to go with. But if you're somebody who's more experienced, I don't think this would be the set to go for. And if it was, I'd really recommend only going for it just to build the base, the top part, seeing how that looks, and then cannibalizing the set for a lot of other pieces, because it does have some wonderful, triangle tiles. It does have some wonderful jumper, plates, and Snot elements. But aside from that, it really doesn't provide much more after that. So I hope you enjoyed our review of Burj Khalifa. If you liked it, you can remember to subscribe to the BZP YouTube channel, and leave comments on the video as well about what you thought. How do you think that the set could be improved maybe? What do you think you'd like to do if you were able to get the set, or if there's another one that you prefer to get? You can also remember to visit BZP.com to find more LEGO Bionicle news and content, and just keep paying attention to the YouTube channel, because there's going to be more reviews coming and more wonderful content from BZPower.com to you. So this was Zatth, looking at the set Burj Khalifa. Goodbye.